a lot of fighting. I remember after I walked on my graduation 3 days later, packed my bags. Had no graduation parties. There was none of that. My friends called me up like, "Hey, Brian, come over to my graduation." I'm like, "I'm freezing my butt off in Michigan right now."
Yeah.
What? We just saw you last week. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm chasing my dreams. I got no time."
Yeah. So
Yeah.
did you become an Olympic athlete shortly after you went there?
Yeah. It was like 2 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was with the Marquette, Northern Michigan University. I was there with the team, with the boxing team, and they had other teams as well. They had speed skaters there. They had wrestlers, skiers. So they had different. It was like a program for people that wants to try for the Olympic team. So they would help out. They were like funding us to go into to go compete at the different types of tournaments that there were all over the world. Yeah, we were going to like London and Budapest and China and
Wow.
yeah. So imagine being 17 and you're just
Yeah.
like having a dozen or 16 of the best fighters in the nation all living together in the dorm rooms.
Now, are any of these household names that you can mention that people would know?
Um, um, yeah, Jeff Lacey was on the same team. Um, Ricardo Juarez, who else was there? Jermaine Taylor, who was a middleweight world champion at one point.
Damn. So you guys were just all moving around fighting.
Yeah.
Was this before you had a professional record, or was this after you were already?
There was before. I was still in amateurs.
Is amateurs? Is there like a certain age? How do you go from amateurs to pros? Or is it just like certain tournaments?
That's a great question. There's the amateur system is you're under USA Boxing, which is the program that helps with all the amateurs. So you get a book, you get all that, you represent your state or then your nationals when you get ranked. So depending on the different types of, I don't know how they do it right now, but in our days, every tournament they give you a certain amount of points. Like if you win a tournament, a bracketed tournament where like you fight from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, they give you 100 points and it goes down. The second place get 90 points. So then they accumulate all that points towards the year, and then that's how they determine who was number one, number two, number three, up to number 10 in the nation. So I was doing almost every tournament, national golden gloves, blue and gold. I was doing national PAL tournaments. So every time I won those tournaments, I would get 100 points. I remember my time, I racked up so much points. The number two guy under me had I was like 1,200 points over him.
Wow.
So he had to like do a lot of tournaments to win a lot of tournaments.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was pissing a lot of guys off in during the Olympic trials or even trying to make the Olympic trials because there was 8 major tournaments as an amateur, and I was always attending a tournament. So people are like, "Bro, you're already in. You're already in the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
Like, why? Give us a chance
Right.
to, you know what I mean?
What weight were you fighting
I
at?
was fighting at that time 106.
106.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was 106 pounds. I would walk around like 120, 115, but I did come down to 106. Yeah, I was the lightest guy in the Olympic team.